Hey everybody, Marty and Jonathan here. Jonathan, we just got finished watching the entirety of The Defenders Season 1. This is going to be a full spoiler talk. The question we want to ask right now is, does The Defenders redeem Iron Fist?
Yeah, so going into The Defenders, obviously Iron Fist was the last show to air, and it was sort of critically maligned easily of the four.
Yeah,
that was
definitely.
the most well-received, or least well-received.
Yeah.
But the character, I think they do a lot really well here.
Yeah, I completely agree. So, I mean, the character is the one thing, after Iron Fist, we're like, we're not sure of Finn Jones. Like, everyone loves the casting of the other three.
Yes,
we weren't
they were
sure of
perfect.
it here. But I think him existing alongside the other characters really make me actually like him.
Yes, no, totally. What I love, I think, the most is that the show is self-aware that people didn't love Iron Fist going into this. And they also know that the Defenders are not going to love Iron Fist going into this. So every time he talks about his chi, Jessica Jones rolls her eyes. The other two are like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, we were just punching people.
Yeah, and I think it's really smart for him to be the foil where the other three are these really, like, stoic, sarcastic, like, drenched in guilt, whereas he kind of feels like a weird kid with his head in the clouds, talking about mysticism while everyone else is like, hey, we have problems in Harlem. This is what we want to focus on.
I like that sort of the mix of his positivity with all of that, the realism that they're trying to ground them all in. Granted, he brings the most mystical things to it, including the ending of fighting in the bones of a dragon.
Yeah, I mean, that's entirely a problem there. I think at its best is when, like, when they first get to that Chinese restaurant and the four of them are together, the banter and them and sort of realizing how different the characters are. It reminded me of the first time in the Avengers where you finally get Thor and Hulk and Iron Man in the same place at one time.
Yes, like in Age of Ultron, the best scene, I think, for everyone in that movie, for a lot of people, is when they're all just bantering after that party and all trying to lift Thor's hammer. Like, that is just fun. And they did that super well here in a few episodes, and that made me like Iron Fist a lot more. And as we went into sort of the more action-heavy or the more dramatic beats, I felt like his character, because of that, I was more engaged with his story and Colleen Wing's story as a factor.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I was a little, I don't know, I wasn't crazy about his literal hand sort of being the MacGuffin throughout the season, and it being a literal key to a door with dragon bones behind it.
After a while, he's like, no, I'm just a weapon. They're like, no, you're a key. It's like a metaphorical key, right? Like, he is just the key to something. No, he's a key.
He's an actual
we just push him through a door. He's like a Banjo-Kazooie unlock. Like, you just figure it out that way.
But no, I mean, honestly, I think his optimism alongside the sort of pessimism of Jessica Jones and where Matt Murdock is right now is sort of like a ray of sunshine in an otherwise really bleak season.
Totally, and in terms of, I think the secondary cast throughout the show is great. I think every character that they pulled from all four series are awesome in The Defenders for the most part, but I think Colleen Wing, she easily probably gets the largest role of them, I would say, and I think it works really well in concert with their main story.
Oh, totally. And she sort of reminds me of Scarlett Johansson in the Avengers, where like she doesn't have these sort of superpowers, but she can fight alongside.
Yes, and I love the idea that they were sort of like going into season 2 of Iron Fist. She's going to be as sort of big a part of it as he is, and I think that's super important.
And I think it's really telling that the final shot we see of Iron Fist is his sort of hero shot, where he is sitting, he's in the rooftops, and we're like, who is this? Because it's bathed in darkness. And all of a sudden his fist glows, and it's him, and I'm like, oh, you evolved, and he grew up throughout this.
Yeah, and I want that needs to pay off in season 2 of Iron Fist for sure. That can't just be sort of lip service. I don't want him to resort back to who he was in Iron Fist season 1, but I like that progression came from all of this craziness, because he sort of is, even though the Defenders are all the main characters, he's sort of the main character.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the plot revolves around him.
Yes,
cool, thank you so much. We're gonna have so much more spoiler talk on The Defenders season 1, including where does the Marvel television universe go next, as well as the Defenders villain problem. So for all things comic books, stay right here on IGN.